Hello everyone, welcome to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving. In today's lecture, we will discuss some previous year questions from non-verbal reasoning based on diagrams. So let us start. This is question number 1, which is a dice and cube question. So in dice and cube question, I told you that there are two concepts or three concepts in fact. Number 1 was adjacent numbers. Then we had opposite numbers. So either a number can be adjacent to each other or a number can be opposite to each other. And then we also studied the clockwise direction to find opposite number. Correct? So let us look at this question. In this question, 3 different dices are given to us. This is same dice but in 3 different positions. Now we have to find the number which is opposite to 2. So how many numbers are there in a dice? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And we have to find the number that is opposite to 2. Okay. So if a number is adjacent, it cannot be opposite. Over here we have 2, we have 4 and we have 5. So if 5 and 4 are adjacent to 2, can they be opposite to 2? No. So 4 and 5 are definitely not opposite to 2. Clear? Now, figure 2. Figure 2 again we have 2, 4 and 5. So 4 and 5 are adjacent to 2. Again eliminated. Now over here we have 3 and 6 and 2. So 3 and 6 are also adjacent to 2. So if they are adjacent, can they be opposite? No. So this eliminates 3, 4, 5 and 6. And the only number that we have is 1. So option number 4, 1 is correct. Clear? This is how you solve questions on dice and cube. We have question number 2. This is on series completion. Series completion. We are given 4 figures, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have to find out what will be the 5th figure. So in this I can say that each time one arrow is being added. So this is 1, then this become 2, 3, 4. And each time the arrow that is being added in the opposite direction. So if the head was over here, the next time the arrow head is over here. Similarly, if the head was over here, the next time the arrow's head is here. And similarly in 4th also. So that means these 4 will remain same. These 4 will be like this. One more arrow will be added which will be like this. Correct? So over here if I look at option number 4, the directions are different. So we can eliminate option number 4. Over here option number 3 we have a square. But we will have circles. So option number 3 is also eliminated. If I look at option 2, this arrow is shaded. We do not have any shaded arrow. Hence, option number 2 is also eliminated. And that leaves us with option number 1. So in option number 1, we have the exact same figure like this one. Hence, option number 1 will be the correct answer. Now, this is a dice and cube question. Dice and cube question. So, we have to make, this is a unfolded dice. Or you can call it a open dice as well. Okay. And we have to fold that. We have to fold it to form a dice or to form a cube. Now, and after folding, we have to find the letter opposite to A. Now, if I look at this dice, whenever you get a question like this, on folding, A, V and O will be adjacent to each other. Similarly, I, U, E will be adjacent to each other. Okay. And upon folding, A and I will be opposite to each other. So just imagine a dice or a cube. So if you fold it, A and I will be opposite to each other. So option number 2, I will be the correct answer. Okay. Now, question number 4, which is a matrix based question, or it is also called a logical grid. Correct? In this, we have 2 possibilities. Either we solve them horizontally or we solve them vertically. Correct? Now we are given a 3 into 3 matrix. How many matrix possibilities are there? I told you 3 into 3. That means 3 rows and 3 columns. Similarly, a 4 into 4. That means 4 rows and 4 columns. Or we can get a 4 into 3 matrix. 4 into 3 matrix have two possibilities. Either we get 4 rows and 3 columns, or we get 4 columns and 3 rows. Correct? So this is the possibility of matrix. Over here we have 3 into 3 matrix. That means 3 columns and 3 rows. Now when I look at this matrix, I can see that row 2 is significantly bigger than the other numbers. So row 1 and row 3. We have 3 rows, right? So row 2 numbers are significantly bigger than row 1 and row 3. That means certain operations are being done on row 1 and row 3 to get row 2. That means we are solving them what? We are solving them vertically, column wise. Correct? We are solving them column wise, vertically. So now when I look at the question, I can say that since there is a huge jump in numbers, we are doing multiplication. This I told you already. That whenever you see huge jump in numbers, we assume that we are doing multiplication. Correct? So let us try to solve. Let me call them A, B and C. If I have to look at column number 1, 2 and 3. So column number 1. If I look at column number 1, I can see that if I multiply 6 and 8 together, and I subtract 8 from it, I'll get 48 minus 8, which will be equal to 40. Correct? This is for column number 1. So what is the logic? The logic is basically A into C minus C is giving me B. This is the logic. A into C minus C is giving me B. Let us check for column number 2. For column number 2, we have to find the missing element. Let us check for column number 3. Column number 2, it will be 21 into 25 minus 25, which will be 21 into 25 is how much? It is 525. Minus 25 gives me 500. So this is correct for column number 2. Similarly, we'll do it for column number 3. Column number 3 will be 14 into 7 minus 7. 14 into 7 is how much? This will be 8, 2 carried, 98 minus 7. This will be how much? 91. So 91 will be the correct answer, which is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be a correct answer to this question. So this is how you solve question on logical grid, also called matrix based questions. Question number 5. This is also a logical grid or a matrix based question. Okay, but this is presented in a star form. So usually you get a 3 into 3 matrix or a 4 into 4 matrix or a 4 into 3 matrix, but this is in a star form, but it follows the same logic as logical grid or matrix based questions. Now over here I see this number in the middle, 3. So probably I can assume this holds some significance. Now the numbers are 11, 28, 327 and 5125. So 11 into 3 will give me 33, right? So maybe 33 and 28 are, around each other. 28 into 3 will give me how much? This will give me, if this is 30, this will give me a number around 90, which is definitely not equal to 327. So maybe some other logic is being followed. Now, if I look at these numbers separately, if I look at 11, I can see that 1 cube equals to 1. So 1 and 1 are written together. Similarly, if I look at 28, I can see that 2 cube is equals to 8. So 2 and 8 are written together side by side. Similarly, if I look at 327, I know that 3 cube is equals to 27 and 3 and 27 are written side by side. That is why I told you it is important to remember cubes of at least 1 to 15. This much you should definitely know. Okay. Then we have this 5125. So 5125. So 5 cube is how much? It is 125, and 5 and 125 are written together. So 1, 2, 3, and the missing element will be 4 cube. 4 cube is how much? 64. So 464 will be the missing number, which is given in option number 3. So option number 3 will be your correct answer. Okay. Question number 6. We have to find, this is a same cube or a same dice given in 3 different positions, and we have to find the symbol which is opposite to this one. So how many symbols we have? At the rate, we have this sign, we have dollar sign, then we have this sign and this sign, and then we have and this sign. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at the rate is repeated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 signs, and we have to find the one which is opposite to this one. Over here, I can see that percentage and sign. So percentage and is eliminated. Then we have 3 options. This one, and this one. So we'll use a different logic. We'll use the method of clockwise rotation. This we discussed in previous class. Okay, so clockwise rotation over here, we take a common element and then we write the symbols in a clockwise manner. So over here, I can see the common element between figure 2 and figure 3 to be this percentage sign. So I'll write percentage sign as my common element. This we already discussed in the previous class. And then I'll move clockwise. So this direction. So if I move clockwise, the next will be this and this. And similarly, if I move clockwise, next will be this and this. So these are opposite facing letters or symbols in this case. Okay. So the number opposite to this sign, the symbol will be at the rate, which is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be your correct answer. So whenever you get a dice and a cube question, first we see that whether the symbols are adjacent or opposite. If they are adjacent, they cannot be opposite. If they are opposite, they cannot be adjacent. But in this particular question, we had 3 different options. So that means we had to use the clockwise rotation trick. We take the common element between 2 dice. We rotate them clockwise and write the symbols, and the symbols written one above the other are the opposite facing symbols. Clear? Now, question number 7. Question number 7, we are given a Venn diagram and we have to find a particular question. So let us see. In the given Venn diagram, circle represents ladies. So circle means I am just writing ladies. Okay. Triangle means teachers. So this is triangle, these are the teachers. Then we have rectangle. Rectangle means unmarried persons. Rectangle is this, unmarried people. We have to find the number is representative of the number of people in that particular category. We have to find how many married ladies are teachers. So married means the rectangle will not be there. And we have to find the overlapping between ladies and teachers, that is circle and triangle. So we have to find the portion of this Venn diagram which has a circle and a triangle but not a rectangle, because rectangle means unmarried people and we have to find the married people. So we have to find the overlapping between the circle and the triangle. So if I look over here, this portion has the overlapping of a circle and a triangle but not a rectangle. So this portion is 3. So my answer will be option number 4, that is 3. Okay. So this is how you solve questions on Venn diagrams. So this is question number 8. Question number 8 is a embedded figure question. So embedded figure means a figure is given to us, this, and this is embedded in one of the 4 options and we have to find out which option bears the same figure. So clearly when I look at option number 2 and option number 3, I cannot see anywhere this figure can be embedded. So option number 2 and option number 3 are eliminated. This is what? This is elimination approach. Okay. So now let us look at option number 1 and option number 4. In option number 4, in 1, I can see something like this. But this is not exactly matching with this because rotation is not allowed. But over here, I can see this. And this I can see is exactly same as this figure. So option number 4 will be the correct answer. Now, question number 9 is a matrix based or a figure question. Sorry, logical grid question. Matrix based figure, or you can also call it a logical grid question. Over here we have certain rows and certain columns, and we have to find what operation is being done to find the missing element. When I look at this, I can see these numbers are significantly bigger than the other two numbers in column 1 and column 2. Correct? So I can assume we are solving the logical grid in a horizontal way. Correct? So row 1, row 2, row 3, and let me give them A, B, C. So if I look at row 1, I can see that 5 square plus 4 square will be 25 plus 16, and this is equal to 41. So what logic I have used? I have used A square plus B square is giving me C. This is the logic. Let us confirm it with row 3. So in row 3, 9 square plus 11 square will give me how much? This will be 81 and this will be 121. So this will be 2 and this will be 20. So 202. So this logic is correct for row 3 as well. So now we'll find the missing element in row 2 using the same logic. So in row 2, if I use the same logic, we'll do 15 square plus 6 square. So 15 square is what? 225 and 6 square is 36. So when I add them together, I'll get 1 and 2. 261. So 261 will be my answer, which is given in option number 4. So option number 4 will be your correct answer. So this is how you solve question on logical grid. Then we have question number 10. Two positions of the same dice are shown to us and we have to find the number which is opposite to 6. So there was one concept of adjacent numbers and the other concept of opposite numbers. So a number can be either opposite or it can be either adjacent. So how many numbers are there in a dice? 6 numbers, and we have to find the opposite one to 6. Now, over here in this figure 6, 3 and 5 are adjacent to 6. So I can clearly eliminate 3 and 5. And 1 and 5 are adjacent to 3. So if 5 is over here, 1 has to be over here. Correct? 1 has to be over here to be adjacent to 3. So if 1 is here, 1 will be opposite to 6. So 1 and 6 will be opposite. So answer will be option number 4, 1. Clear? Question number 11, this is a series completion question. In series completion, we have to complete the series over here. So if I look over here, we have something like this. This will join. Then we have something like this and this. And over here we have a cross. So something like this will make the series complete. This cross comes over here. So this is given in option number 2. So option number 2 will complete your series. Now question number 12. Question number 12 is a Venn diagram question. Over here the given Venn diagram represents employees in an organization. So triangle means executives. So this is the triangles, these are executives. The circle means female. So this is the circle, these are female. Rectangle means MBAs. So this is the rectangle, means MBAs. Okay. Square means technical staff. So this is the square, this means technical staff. The number means the number given in the diagram represents the number of people in that particular category. Now, we have to find out how many female executives are there. So female executives, female is represented by circle and executives is represented by a triangle. So we have to find a portion of the Venn diagram which has overlapping circle and triangle. So if I look at this Venn diagram, the circle and the triangle are overlapping over here. This is where the circle and the triangle are overlapping. So our answer will be option number 5, because this is 5. So option number 1, 5 will be the correct answer. Okay, so this was your question on Venn diagram. Question number 3 is embedded figure. Embedded figure, this figure is given to us and we have to find out where this figure is being embedded. Now, if I look over here, the rectangle, outside rectangle, square and inside square is same in each figure. The one that is varying is this one, this inside figure. And over here, if I look at the options, I can see this being there in part in 4th. Let us check. So over here, we have this coming down, then like this, then a triangle, then like this, then coming like this. But now I don't have a place to go like this. So this is probably incorrect. Now I can see maybe option number 2. So option number 2, I see this, 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 then this, then this. Now we have somewhere to go down. So this is also there. Then we have a line also. And then we need this line. So this line is also there. So this is embedded in option number 2. If I check for option number 3, we have a line coming like this, or we have a line coming like this, like this, like this, like this, but we don't have a line coming like this. So option number 3 is also eliminated because of it. And if I look option number 1, we have a line like this, 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 but then again we do not have a line coming like this. So option number 1 is also eliminated. So did you see? Over here, option number 3, 4 and 1, I could not complete the embedded image. Only in option number 2, I could complete the embedded image. So option number 2 will be the correct answer to this question. Okay. Now we have question 14. Question 14 is again a dice and cube question. Dice and cube question, we are given a unfolded dice, or this is called a open dice. And we have to figure out how will it look when it is folded. So you know these 3, this is 3, this is 6, this is 2, this is 4, this is 1 and this is 5. Okay, so I know that 6, 3, 5 will be adjacent to each other. Correct? And 6 and 2 will be opposite to each other. 6 and 2 will be opposite to each other. So over here I have 4, 3 and 5. Now if I have 3 and 5, the adjacent numbers will be either 6 or 2. 4 cannot be adjacent to 3 and 5, so B is eliminated. Similarly, we have 6, 2 and 5. So over here, 6 and 2 cannot be adjacent because they are opposite to each other. They can be either opposite or adjacent. They cannot be both. Right? So over here 6 and 2 are opposite to each other. So they cannot be adjacent, which eliminates option number C. Over here we have 6, 1 and 5. So again, the number that is adjacent to 6 has to be 3, 5 and 1. 1 cannot be adjacent to 5. So this eliminates option number D as well. Correct? Now it leaves us with option number A, which we have 3, 2 and 5. So 3, 2 and 5 can be adjacent to each other in this diagram. They can be adjacent to each other. So the answer will be option number 4, only A. Okay, this will be the correct answer. Now question number 15 is a series completion question, in which we have 4 figures and we have to find out the 5th figure. Now over here I can see the shaded part. This is the shaded part. Then it went over here. Then it went over here. This is moving in how? This is moving in the clockwise direction. Correct? This is moving in the clockwise direction. So now if it is here, next time, if this is my diagram, the shaded part will come over here. This eliminates option number 2 and option number 1. This is what elimination approach. Now when I look at this mark, so it was over here, then it went over here, then it went over here, then it went over here. That means this is going like this. Correct? And this is what? This is anti-clockwise direction. So this dash is going in a anti-clockwise direction. So from here, the anti-clockwise direction will be over here. So our figure will look something like this. And this is given in option number 4. So option number 4 will be your correct answer to this question. So this concludes today's lecture.